Hello. I'm gonna warn you right now, there's a really big stack right in front of the camera. Um, don't be scared. We're gonna work through it together and it'll be okay. We can do this. But I have a lot of stuff. Um, so yeah, we have a few things. I forgot. I also put the finalized logo that I decided on in the corner here. Hi stars. Well, hi again. You know how it is. Um, I added a couple more details. So this guy has been ordered as stickers for like sealing up packages and stuff like that. And then I also already ordered the embossing stamp that I need, which has already shipped, which is wild to me, honestly. They got it done so fast. I guess it helps that I ordered it when I did, because I ordered it on Sunday, and so they worked on it yesterday, and now it's set to go. But I expected it to take longer than that. Um, if you follow me on Tumblr, or if you read the stream title, I'm having a bad sensory day. Like, everything is too much right now. I had to actually, like, put in earplugs and sit by myself in a dark room for a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit better. I also ate something which helped, which I don't think it should have because I just finished eating something. But I don't know. Sometimes that works like a reset button. But I have the music a lot quieter on my side. It should be about the same volume as normal for you guys. Um, and I have the alert sounds down pretty far, like about half what they usually are, just because if I hear more sounds, I'm going to turn into the Joker. So this is me just, I want to stream, but I also want to do this without losing my entire ass, you know? Because this is something else. We also have somebody coming over later today. And it's the person who's agreed to help me put together a PC for myself. So I want to talk to him about pieces and how much money I need to set aside and that kind of stuff. So I need to not be the Joker when he comes over. It's there, but it's quiet. I did turn it down a fair amount for me. It also is a pretty quiet song, I think. My laptop is chugging even worse than normal today, too. So that might be part of it. Let me turn it up on your side a little bit and see if that helps. The song just ended, I think, but I'm gonna start putting away this stuff though. Part of the reason that I'm cleaning all this stuff up is because somebody is coming over and my stuff is on the living room table. Um, so I should not be crazy with my stuff everywhere. Um, and I do have the music pretty quiet still probably, but okay. Swatching sheet and notes can go over there. Finalized art. This is the swatch sheet. Final art, final art. Random piece of vellum paper that I don't know why it's out of the container in the first place. Oh, there's also watercolors in there for some reason. Okay. Um, this is a reference sheet. This is a swatch sheet. These can go in the front. This is probably just going to take a second, and I know it's not super interesting because you can't see what I'm doing. But, oh, that doesn't go there. This goes in here. These go over with that. Finished art, finished art, finished art. I do have some art that I did off stream that I can show you guys too. This is too big to really go in my file, which is there. It can go right there and that should be fine. I also cut a bunch of paper yesterday. I did a lot yesterday. I also designed an entire and ordered a business card yesterday, which is exciting. Which folder? That's for that. That's for random things. Which one was for color and focus? This one? That's Stream Ink. I need so desperately to get a proper file system. Like an actual file folder. Well, I don't know where the rest of you went, but you guys can go in here. You go there too. You can go in front. Scratch paper. Random thing for color and focus that I never actually did. You're just a random piece of paper, I guess. Cool. You guys aren't measured though, so I will set you aside. These are for quilt blocks. So I'll put that in its own folder. That can go with scraps probably. And some of these won't fit in my file folder, which is just the way of the world. What's that? Who are you? What are you doing there? Nobody knows. I'm usually really good about writing on the back of stuff, like what the paper is and what size it is, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. So these ones will fit in here. Those ones I don't think will. That's quilt block cut. This is other cut. Yeah, so you can go in there. Oh wait. Because you're too tall? This one specifically is the biggest sheet of paper. Oh gosh, the lag is really, really bad. Let's see what else I can close out of here. I can probably close that and it won't explode. I shouldn't need to change too much. Okay, that's better. I thought my computer had full on frozen for a second, but we're okay. But this is for the coloring book page, which is a lot bigger sheet than I usually cut for myself, so we're gonna have to deal with that when we get to it, about camera sizing and stuff. But I did kind of sort of finalize the sketch for that today, so that's gonna be soon. Your cold press, you can go in here. And I will need to reorganize that at some point. Those aren't measured, so I will put them in a different pocket and we'll see if I remember that's why I did it in 3 days. But I really don't want this one to get messed up. Was the point of all that blabbing? Which is just a little bit too tall for my accordion file. It's okay though. All right. Move this back over here so that it's out of the frickin' way. Okay, so things that I worked on. I've altered our chicken. Yeah, that's still way behind where I'm actually at, which is concerning. Yeah, so this is going to be a short stream for multiple reasons, including my laptop is apparently having as bad a day as my brain is. I realized the reason it looked so funny to me, though, is because I forgot to put the whole thigh in there. I just did a drumstick. Like, what the hell? What was I thinking? I got distracted. Hey, Dream, how's it going? So I fixed that. I thought I might need to end up redoing it, but it seemed okay. I'm concerned about how far behind this is right now. I may end up needing to close Firefox 2, which is annoying but doable because I don't need to worry about it. Hi Bewitch, how you doing? Yeah, so we're just gonna have Streamlabs and music open, and honestly I might just ditch. Okay, that's already like a lot better. So it was Firefox. Firefox was the culprit. Yeah, pretty okay. Seems like about the vibe. I also, if you guys want the music turned up more, I also brought out earplugs that I can put in, because I have heard too many sounds today. Um, but yeah, I fixed up the chicken. The reason I thought it looked funny, and I kept saying that during stream last time, is because I just did the whole drumstick and I forgot to put in the thigh of the chicken, which makes sense because thigh is like that's not a part of the chicken that I like to eat. I'll put it that way. Um, but yeah. So I fixed that. I also finished bubbles, and did some kelp. So here's bubbles. I did more of those. These ones on this side are the ones we did together. Then these ones are the ones that I did on my own. I I don't know that I'm super happy with them. I think I like this guy a lot. I like this one. But I still don't think that I have it down right. Um, I think I need to mess with it more, but I also think that forcing myself to continue messing with it when it was frustrating me was not the right answer. Um, but I think there's enough here that I like that I can yeah, see the camera's slugging again. I bet Mac OS is running something it doesn't need to be right now. Um, I always check before I start up, but that doesn't stop it from coming back. Um, but I think I have enough for the task that I was working on with these, so I'm not going to push that too hard. And then I did some kelp. I like this one. I do think that I kind of lost the color control on it a little bit, but that's okay. It's mostly supposed to just be fun. Um, and then we did this together the other day. I ended up using that as the background for my business card. Um, And normally I would pop that up on screen to show you, but I'm concerned that it will make my laptop explode. So we aren't going to do that right now. I'll show you guys when they ship and like when they get here though, for sure. Um, yeah, no need to apologize. Get get your rest, stars. You have big days coming up, so definitely get your sleeps for sure. And I will see you sometime. We'll run into each other again. um Now that I've showed you guys that, I can put those away. And then we've put almost everything away and we'll be okay. I'm putting these in an empty folder in that accordion file and I'm going to forget they're there and then I'm going to get cranky. But if I say it out loud enough times, maybe I'll remember. Part of the curse of cleaning up is that the container for these, I don't know exactly where I put it. Because I just kind of part of my sitting in silence was also cleaning up out here a bit because I mentioned this earlier, but we've got somebody coming over today. And since my streaming area is currently in the frickin' living room, I kind of need to clean it up so that somebody can sit here. Hi, Cap. How you doing? This one. You go in here. Oh, honey, my laptop is just chugging really bad today. I mean, me too. I can't judge the laptop for this because we're having a day, friends. But we're gonna do a couple swatches and probably do an early end to stream today just because I've got too much muchness going on. That's what I call this feeling, in case anybody was wondering. I don't usually say overstim. I say too much muchness. Like the world is too much. Oh, I just realized I didn't respond to you. No, did I respond to that? I am a disaster today. That's okay though. So I got the full dot sheet of Daniel Smith watercolors, which is the brand that I usually use, but I need to expand some of my color options. So I got their dot sheets, which is just tiny little dots of each of their watercolors that you can pick up and do your own swatches and play with and see which ones you want to buy full tubes of. It also has a lot of extra information like granulation, light fastness, that kind of stuff. If it's transparent, if it's opaque, what kind of tubes and other packages they sell them in, that kind of stuff. And it's a lot. So there's 266 watercolors, and then there's a set of gouache, which is why I have these two things separate. And I also made 2 of each of the swatch sets sheets. So I made the actual sheets myself, and I was really anal about it because I'm just like that as a person. But I made 2 with the intention of keeping one in my stuff and then taping the other one in the window through summer to see how the light fastness is actually. Because, like, they have light fastness grades, but that's really different from actually seeing the change. And since I live in Alaska, the light here shifts a lot and it changes pretty drastically, the angle of the sun does. So during the summer, and this is already starting now, we get like a solid 8 to 10 hours of light shining in the window of our house. So my plan is to tape these sheets up in the window during summer, and it will be the equivalent of about a year's worth of sun. In a normal place. Yeah, yeah, I've been in Alaska since 2006. Um, but that's part of the reason why the the light on stream is always vastly different. So it's actually like nice and sunny out today, but I've got a window right there, which is why I was vaguely pointing. Um, and the light has already shifted pretty drastically, so we're getting a lot of it like right into the house. Um, I grew up in Oregon near Portland. But I want to start with the gouache right now. I also need to remember to take a clip of me painting the swatches to finish a set of clips for a reel that I was planning. So I need to not forget to do that. There's plenty of space, like when to do that. We've got a few colors that we can do that on. Just a few options, but I think we're gonna start small and go with the gouache. And we'll see. We'll see how I'm doing after that. I'm having a rough brain day. It'll be okay, but like, ugh, I wish that my brain was not like this. It's just too much muchness in the world today for my brain. Okay, so I did all these in the order of the sheet. So I just have a square and then I have the color name underneath. That's all I did. It's no great science or anything. I mean, I did have to do math for this and I stressed over it for ages and then I still did the math wrong, but that's fine. We don't need to talk about that. I think it's so funny though how my brain just, if I'm doing math for like somebody else or if I'm doing math for like a weaving project or something, I'm generally okay. If I need to do math where it like matters for like my taxes or something, no, brain says no. Brain says that's illegal. This buff titanium gouache feels very different from the watercolor, actually. The watercolor has like a very green tint to it. At least the tube I have does. That's one I did buy. Yeah, yeah. Hi! How you doing, lesbian? There is an ultramarine blue, bleh, I can speak, both on the gouache and in the regular. There's also a lot of color names that are like very specific to locations that I find interesting. So like French ultramarine is a specific color. But there's also in this set Italian and Mayan is one that gets used a lot. I had to write all the color names right, so I know. Oh, I'm sure. I assumed that's why you were saying that. Gosh, my throat's really dry today too. I don't know what's going on with me. Well, actually, yes, I do. Never mind. It's the hormones. That's the problem. What I should do at some point is go through and mark what colors I already have. That's not, I don't have any of the Daniel Smith gouache colors, and I'm probably not going to get any of them if I'm being honest, because I have a set of Winsor Newton ones that are just fine. I think at some point I might also do some like color wheel studies with some of these just to see, which is just good general practice, which I haven't done at all with my standard colors. It's to just see what primaries you have and see how they combine. But that would involve like actually thinking ahead, and that's not entirely on brand. The squash is pretty good though, I will say. It's got a nice intense color to it, and I can tell the opacity is pretty good. Thinking, no, I'm too hot to think, thank you. Yeah, I've been thinking about making a swatch book. I saw somebody on Instagram who had just like a, it is. So Pyrrole is very much a orange-red color. So as we move through, you'll see the other reds next to it and it will look oranger. But I saw, actually, I have one of these over here. I saw somebody have like a watercolor sketchbook kind of like this, and they had their colors arranged, like they had their page, their swatches. I can't speak today. Holy cow. Maybe I did not fully avoid that migraine yesterday. Maybe that's my issue today. But they had their swatches arranged on each page by color. So they had like their reds swatched out, and then they had their yellows swatched out. And I thought that was really good because I could do that with all of my different mediums, since I do mixed medium a fair amount, so that I could match up different colors pretty well. Oh, interesting. That makes sense. Although there's no saving my teeth. My teeth are a disaster. They always look yellow. Because I had a really bad mental health bout where I did not take care of my teeth for a significant amount of time. Um, but yeah, I usually wear like bright red lipstick, if I wear lipstick at all, or a very like dark cherry kind of color. Although, since I've been masking basically nonstop for the past mumble years, I don't really do lipstick very often. Yep, same Bewitch. I have about 10K worth of dental work that I need to get done that I cannot afford to get done, which is great. I love living in this country that doesn't think that my teeth are an essential need. It's great. Yeah, see, I also am pretty round and pale, but I lean into that. I like looking like that. So like I understand why you wouldn't, but I definitely dig that vibe. Yeah. Yeah, we hate capitalism here. Like we have to participate in it because we don't really have a choice, but we hate it. This is a capitalism hate stream. So I do have Pyrrole Scarlet in watercolor, and it's not one that I use very often because I think it's too orange. I mostly use Brilliant Red and like a violet hued red. That's from a different brand, which is part of the reason why I want to expand my offerings from a better brand because it's like it's student grade, like ancient watercolor. It's like the kind you'd give to kids, really, if they were pretending to be an artist. Okay, so like you can see now, like we said that this was bright red, right? Lesbian, and now compared to the other ones, it definitely looks more orange. Color, wildly enough, is also relative. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I also do other swatch sheets. So I have like a really messy one for um, the bean paints that I got for Christmas. Because I didn't feel like making all the lines. But I also have this. This is my palette map. So this is my main watercolor map, and I just did a the colors in order on the actual palette. Um, which I would like to also do a mix kind of thing. Maybe I could do that on the back actually. Like there's space. Um, but I do that just so that I know what I have in my palette for Sherzies. But I do want to make like an actual full-on swatch book so that I know like it's a bigger physical thing that I can find easier because I am a disaster person and I just have stacks everywhere. So having something that's an actual book is easier to find for sure. Oh, shapes is cute. I like that idea. I don't know. I find doing lists and lines like this really soothing. So part of the reason that I did this was because I was having like a bad anxiety day, and so I started doing this. Oh, yeah, that's smart. Once I get my actual studio set up, I think I'll probably do something like that where I have like a cork board or something. Or I guess not really a cork board. We don't really use real cork much anymore, do we? Because we kind of fucked it on that environmental wise. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. That would be fun. There's somebody I follow on Instagram who did like a whole project of just using those basic, is it Pearl brand? Pink rubber stamps to do, or sorry, pink rubber erasers to do rubber stamps with. And I think that would be a cool idea to like make your own little stamps to do shapes like that with it. You could also do a stencil, I guess. I am saving up money to get a silhouette cutter, which is basically like a cry cut or cricut. You're supposed to say cricut, I guess. I always said cry cut because that makes more sense to me, but I guess it's actually cricut. Um, but you could probably do a stencil with like a cutter too, so that you could make like a whole sheet and then you just have to trace. That would be nice. I do like the idea of doing shapes though. That seems more fun. I say both too. Although I'm a GIF person, that is how I've always pronounced it. And then I dated somebody who we talked a lot, and every time I said GIF, they winced. So I kind of flip back and forth now, especially if they're in chat. Um, just because, I don't know, I like to avoid making people wince, I guess, even though it really doesn't matter that much. As long as people know what I'm saying and anybody knows what I'm saying, that like it's not that big a deal. Same with grammar, like whatever. As long as my point gets across, it's fine. I do really like this wisteria color. That's like the brand color. This is the color I've chosen for my branding. Look, look, it's so close. Although I am sticking with those colors, but finding paper that's in either of those colors is a task. Yeah, that's totally fair. Like I totally understand saying GIF, but I just always said GIF. I don't know. Hey Al. Oh, did I? I sure did just put my arm in paint. Look at me go. I am now magenta. I do. I say both really because I dated Grim for a while and Grim says GIF and would always give me shit for saying GIF. So now I flip back and forth. Yeah, I don't know. That's just always how I assumed it was said back when I was a wee child on the internets. I say wee child as if I wasn't like an actual teenager. I do believe that I've just stained my arm magenta. So that's fun. That's not coming off. That's good to know. Yeah, yeah. I figure you just like to cause chaos, mostly, lesbian. I don't know. I don't give anybody shit for how they say it either. Like, people say things different, and it's fine. No, Grim says GIF, and I always said GIF, but because Grim says GIF, um, I started saying GIF sometimes too. So now it's 100% random which one I say at any given point. Hi, Cap. Cap's gonna sass me now. I'm scared. I don't know. I think I say a lot of things weird. Like I don't pronounce things the way they're supposed to be pronounced because I was very much a loner kid who didn't hang out with people. So I just have an idea of how something is said um, in my head that doesn't necessarily match how other people say the word. This is also why I'm a bad speller, actually. Well, what's that Tumblr post where like in Old English it would actually be pronounced yif just to make everybody mad? I figure if anybody knows about that, it will be lesbian who loves internet arguments. Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna say yif for the rest of stream. Ooh, this is nice blue. Pretty. Yeah, these squashes are nice. Maybe I will get some. I do like the wisteria and the lavender colors. Those are ones that are not super easy to mix by hand. But I do have the nice Winsor Newton ones that I'll want to keep using too. Because I think I've said this before, but the other gouaches I have are ones my best friend got for me before he passed away. I cannot open images today. My laptop is going to shit itself if I open anything else. I actually closed more things that I probably should have because it was struggling, which is valid. I'm making her work much harder than she was meant to be worked. The cobalt blue is nice, but I don't think that you'd need both cobalt blue and ultramarine in the same palette. Okay, okay, thank you. Cascade green is one that I have in the watercolor, and it's a nice color. Very piney. That would be nice. Did I think I already showed you, Lesbian. Did I show you the mini that I painted? Because I have it sitting here. I brought it up, but I don't remember if you were there when I showed it. This is the first mini I ever painted. I can show it again. We have time. We're not in a rush today. We're just vibing for a little bit. This is my mini. She had a morning star, but I didn't like it, so I cut it off and I replaced it with wire and a skull. So she's hitting you with a skull flail. Yeah. Her staff is definitely a little bit bent, but that's okay. It still gets the job done or something. Somebody make a better joke. But yeah, this is the first one I ever painted. I gave away all the other ones. Because he's having fun. Wouldn't you have fun getting flailed around like that? It's like little kids when you spin them in a big circle. I stole the skull from something else, but I don't remember what. It was some other mini that the person I was painting with, the guy I was dating at the time, let me take apart. Exactly, Cap. I don't know how it got bent, though. Probably when I was carrying it back home from the guy's place. Because I probably just shoved it in my backpack or something. I guess it's also moved houses. Right? Doesn't that sound fun? Okay, new rules about what you should do with my body when I die. Turn me into skull flail. This is a fun green. Very bright. I know it says spring green, but this is very much a froge green, don't you think? Oh, you know what else I used to mispronounce really bad? Meme, because I'd never heard anybody say it. I don't think that's an original to people who were alive during the rise of the meme. But that is definitely something that I did not know how to pronounce for a really long time, so I never said it. I avoid words I don't know how to say. I didn't say anything. I just straight up did not say it. I have a bad habit, especially when I'm reading like fantasy books or something. I don't actually say the word in my head the way that I would if I don't know how to pronounce it. I just recognize the string of letters as this thing, as a placeholder, and I don't actually pronounce it in my head like I would with everything else. So I just kind of like went, yes, this is that word for that, and never actually pronounced it until I heard somebody else arguing about how it was supposed to be said. And then I was like, ah, now I know how to say it. I'll use that word now. Who has social anxiety? Not this bitch, surely. Yeah, that's so cool. I just like skulls, man. I just think they're neat. I am sitting twisted, but it is not in a way that is hurting my spine, so I think we're okay. Thank you, though. My hips are crooked, so like sitting crooked is comfortable. What? What? Why are you yelling at me? No, it's comfy. My hips are legitimately crooked, like and they have been since I was a teenager. Um, so sometimes it's actually more comfortable on the rough spot on my back to actually sit twisted than it is to sit straight. Sitting straight requires more muscle. And also I'm too gay to sit straight. Yeah, for surezies. Who said that? I heard somebody say that. Oh, it was Goose. I heard Goose say that yesterday. That's what it was. Okay, I don't feel as insane as I felt an hour ago, which is really nice. Because I definitely almost turned into the Joker. That happened today. I just pulled the wrong color for that. That's fine. They're basically the same, so. I did just stretch. Does that help? Okay, this is actually raw sienna. This is how I ended up not drawing a whole ass thigh on that chicken last time. I get distracted and then I forget what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah. I got distracted. It's fine. Since I'm not actually planning on buying these, it's not as big of a deal. But I'll put a stripe of ochre down next to these too. Because they are like remarkably similar. Because they're both straight up earth tones in the literal sense. They're both earth pigments, so that's fine though. This one I'm interested about. I don't know why we still call it this color. I should research. I love researching why colors are what they are, and it's so great. It's always interesting, but this one is Indian red. That's why I'm like, Because I know Crayola changed their Indian red to something else. I don't remember what they changed it to, but they did that when I was like in high school, I think. My bet would be that it's a pigment that actually comes from India, but who knows? Who knows with our racist past? Okay, burnt sienna, which happens to be our color of the month, just in case anybody was wondering. Which I do have. I think on Friday we're going to be doing some mushroom studies. Because for my coloring book page, I'm doing a bunch of little morels, and fake morels, which is the point. But I really cannot figure out morel shapes just by looking at them. I need to paint them like 35 times until I get it. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Wow, wow. Sometimes she knows things. Wild concept. Because there's a lot of different earth pigments that end up being called the place that they're from, you know? So that makes sense, but you see red with that word and you're like, that's a little suspect, actually. Okay, burnt umber. I'm excited about lamp black too. I need to look up I meant to when I was writing all these and then I didn't look up the history behind lamp black because my bet would be that they used lamp soot back when oil burning was a thing and just bound that to make the black with a binder, but I don't really know. Because humans will absolutely see anything that's a color and go, I could grind that up and make paint with it. I have my moments, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's almost like I studied this at one point in my life or something. I did an art minor, but my focus was in fiber. Yeah, there's a fake mumia on the sheet actually, which I'm excited to test out. I want to see how they did it. Because they have, what am I trying to say? Face, can we connect to the brain, please? They have for a lot of pigments that have synthetic options or actual pigments, they'll put genuine next to it. So I have like genuine apatite, which is a green rock. This black is really good. Nice and dark. And then we have white, which isn't going to show up on the sheet really, but I'm going to put it on there anyway because I like consistency. And also, depending on how opaque it is, it'll cover up the edges of the blocks, which will tell me how opaque it actually is. This one is titanium white. For cheese! But we can just go through and pick random ones to swatch, because I don't think I'm going to do a full 3-hour stream today, because I'm just like crazy. That's the short answer. I'm crazy. We knew that already. That isn't a shock. I'm just particularly insane today. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. But like, so there's hematite here that's genuine, and you can see by the little signal there. But I did see it somewhere. Am I gonna remember exactly where? Probably not. Yeah, here it is. It does say genuine, but it says mummy bauxite, so I'm guessing that, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I'm guessing that it's a earth pigment that was used as a substitute for actual mummy brown. That would be my guess. Do I know for sure? Again, no, I don't. I don't know anything. Anything that I've figured out is just a coincidence. I've never known anything in my entire life, and that is the Tundra guarantee. But we can... I might... Oh, that was stupid of me to put that on top of that while that was still wet. That's fine. That's fine. So that's all the gouaches. And I only dyed my arm pink a little bit. I might start with the iridescents here, just because they're weird, and I'm probably not going to order those ones. So it feels like less pressure. And that way I can get this sheet done and set it aside to dry. Let me... Yes, loud car. You're loud. Shut up. There are a couple of people in this neighborhood that do not have normal car mufflers, and it is annoying to me. Okay, so the problem with these is that they are significantly bigger. Oh, Past Katie put a little mark for when we changed to the pearlescence. I love her for that. Thank you, Past Katie. That was really smart of you. Okay. Except it's not in the same spot on both. Yes, it is. I'm just crazy. We knew that already, though. Okay. We're going to start at the bottom of this sheet and work our way up. So, iridescent silver. Here we go. Hi, Carl. How you doing? Okay, so these are shiny, and we'll see how well they show up on stream. Metallics are finicky as fuck. Which, like, I can't blame them because I'm also finicky as fuck. So, I'm chugging along. I'm having one of those days where, like, everything is too much. I call this feeling too much muchness. So I had to, like, sit in a room with earplugs in and no lights on for a little bit before I became human again. Oh God, Peach, no, that's too long. Although, to be fair, I was never the kind of person who could pull an 11-hour shift. I get crazy if people perceive me too much. I get crazy over a lot of things, though, like... I'm just like that as a person. But yeah, I had too many sounds happening at once. Okay, antique gold. I'm going backwards. Remember that you're going backwards. Yeah, these ones aren't as intense as the other ones that I have. Or as intense as the beam ones. I should do the iridescence on a black too, but I just didn't want to be bothered with that. So we aren't doing it right now. Ugh. Yeah, you should get some chill. How old am I? That's how long of a shift I've been on, pretending to be human. That's disgusting. And I'm guessing that that's military shift, knowing you. But there's also, like, for EMTs and stuff, I know they have really long shifts of being on call, which isn't technically being, like, on shift per se, because you don't know if you're going to get called in, but that would be even worse for me. I need consistency. Yes, yes. So I'm swatching all of the Daniel Smith watercolors, which is the brand that I use a lot. We just did their gouache set. And I'm doing 2 swatch sheets so that I can tape one up in the window to test the color light fastness, because like they have grades and stuff on the sheets, but it's totally different from when you see it. I like gouache. I kind of mix it in with watercolor for the most part. But I think it's a good tool to have in the kit, because sometimes you do stuff and you realize that after you've finished like the underpainting and all that kind of stuff, you're like, actually, I wanted to have a different color there. And gouache will cover up your sins, so to speak. I'm trying to think about what have I... Oh, I have something that I did entirely in gouache, actually. Hang on. I have a thing, if I can find it in my folder. There it is. So for Stream Ink, I used gouache specifically for this because I wanted to do big, chunky brush strokes and not fall prey to what I usually do with watercolors, which is like super overworking it and being really anal about it. Because I'm like that as a person. I haven't tried the Hemi. Trisha, who I follow and does not more art than me. She has like a actual art degree, which I don't. But I think we talked about Trish last time. She has tried the Hemis, and she now uses the same gouaches that I have in my kit, which is the Winsor & Newton Designer Gouache. Yeah, she had been lurking earlier. Oh, there's another silly thing underneath. These are from Stream Ink from 2023. This one had chat input on it. This is acrylic. I wanted to try acrylic pulling like I'd seen on the Instagrams, and I had fun with it, which was the point. Because if you're gonna make like 20 plus pieces of art in a month, you gotta have fun with it. Oh yeah, they do dry out funny. Since they're tubs, like half pans or whatever, and not tubes, they do dry out and crack pretty dramatically. And we did have to jokingly, I'll say jokingly, convince Trish to not eat the brown one because it looked like chocolate pudding. So, yeah, they do. Which is a thing with gouache and watercolor. They'll reactivate, which can be good or can be bad depending on what you're working on and if you're prepared for that to happen. Yeah, see, my computer's behind again, and I don't know why it's chugging so bad. But I do prefer tubes just for, like, storage reasons. Although the Hemis come in, like, their own little containers, so that's not so bad. But I'd want to use them on a palette because I like to be able to control the difference, like the different ratio of water to pigment pretty intensely because I have control issues, which we've talked about on stream before. So, no, actually, there's a lot of pigments that are actually like full-on toxic. So the worst that could happen is I was gonna say you could die, but I don't know that that's really the worst because you could permanently disable yourself and give yourself nerve damage. Please don't eat paints. Yeah. Okay, bronze is next. Yep. Unfortunately, well, I don't know, maybe fortunately, depending on what you're into, many of the most beautiful things are very deadly in this world. These are chunky. Don't do that. And just because you're doomed by one thing does not mean you need to doom yourself with others. I think the only color that I'm tempted to get just based on this sheet is this blue that you can't frickin' see. This blue. It's so blue. And it's shiny. This sapphire is kind of lame. You are not very pigmented, are you? Ooh. Yeah, I think we have to deal with some of that around our house because of when it was built. So we have to get testing and stuff done. I don't know if we ever did. We talked about it. Of OSHA violations. I sing that in my head so often. Tumblr posts that change your brain chemistry. Ah, that makes sense, girl. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, this is very blue. I like it. I just like bright colors, which is weird because I also like really muted colors. Depends on the day. Maybe I just like colors, period. That would make sense with the artistry, wouldn't it? That's cool. OSHA is so important. I don't think that I do, Peach. I think that you can just tell me, and I'll be horrified, just as a guess. Oh, this is an interesting one. This one is called Iridescent Scarab Red. Yeah, I'm starting. Oh, I know why. Everything has just fallen into place. We have a big pressure shift coming in later tonight. That's why I feel like crap. I mean, in addition to other stuff, but. Yay! That sounds so fun. Well, that's probably why I feel like I'm on the edge of a migraine and have been for 2 days. Because we have like a 30 something pressure change coming in. Which is great. I love that for us. I would love it if my body was not a nightmare zone. Although I do think me and a couple other people convinced Stars to look at hypermobility diagnosis, so that's fun. These are just like not very pigmented. You need like a lot to get anywhere. These are not as good as the other ones that I have. Sorry, Daniel. I don't like your iridescence. They're kind of lame. They might look better on black, but also the amount that I paint on black is minimal because it's hard. Changing your thinking from going, okay, I need to darken everything to okay, I need to lighten everything is like, ah. That's fair, that's fair. There's a reason that having a bunch of different stuff is, I'm not going to make a sentence with that. Let me try this again. There's a reason that society works best with people who like doing a bunch of different things. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Yeesh. My connections in my brain are not connected today. That's what's happening. And that's why I almost turned into the Joker. That's just how it's going. Oh, I could, well, I do need to record a little piece of this, doing the swatches for a reel that I've been working on, but I don't know that I want to do it on the iridescence. Well, actually today is probably a good day to do that because I'm wearing actual people clothes while I'm streaming instead of just random pajamas. So let's do that, actually. How did I form these other ones? I think doing it this way is right. Ugh. I was thinking I was going to face it towards me, which was why me wearing real clothes was important, but I don't think I need to get both of them in frame either, so let's do something like that. Would you listen to me? Thank you. Okay. There. I hate having to think about everything in both picture and video terms all the time, because that's how being an artist works on the internet now. Drives me absolutely batty. I say as if everything doesn't drive me absolutely batty. See, this color is so different from the actual dot too. I don't yike these, which is fine because I wasn't planning on getting more iridescence anyway. But ugh, ugh. That's my professional opinion. Yuck. This one has like a really weird yellow undertone too. Which I get it's supposed to be raspberry. That's the name of this color, vibrant raspberry. But the yellow underneath makes it look like a scab, and I don't like it. That's icky. Nope. Hard pass. Thanks. Like it would be useful in some areas if it wasn't iridescent. Like if I was trying to do like a bruise or a scab, that would be a great color to do if it wasn't sparkly. Okay, next is garnet. But like the only one of these colors that I could actually see myself ever using is the electric blue so far. Which again, I'm mostly just doing these to get it out of the way, but I didn't realize it came with iridescence, I guess. I didn't even know Daniel Smith sold iridescence, which I guess makes sense. But that would be why they include it, because nobody knows. I've never heard anybody using these either. Like the metallic set that I have, I heard of because another artist used them, and I was like, wow, your art slaps. Hello, your metallics are so good. So I bought that, and that works great. Like you do need a lot of it to make it show up, but they might be. I don't know when they added them. And I wonder if that's why these were backstocked almost everywhere, was because they were changing it to add them. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. If it's something you want me to actually see, DMing it to me would be better. My laptop's struggling today, so I'm not opening anything. I mean, my laptop is always struggling. Yeah, if you would DM it to me, that would be great. I do. That's something else I wanted to do this week that just kind of got shoved to the side is actually making a Discord. Yeah, I assumed that, Peach. Oh, this is such a gross color too. Ugh. Thank you. I think maybe I'm gonna finish this page and then end because I definitely feel a headache coming on, which is not a shock. I've been kind of avoiding one, skipping around a migraine the past few days, so which is great. But ooh, I like color shift. That's pretty cool. They have some shifter ones in this on the next page, but I don't think we're gonna get there today. But I do enjoy playing around with funky colors. And like that's so ugh. Ugh. That's ugly. I've shocked myself exactly once, and it was when I was fucking with a lamp for some reason when I was a kid. I was very much that science experiment kid who just had random shit all over the room, mixing things together for some reason. Um, and I don't remember what I was trying to do to the lamp, but I was trying to like mess with the wires for some reason, and it definitely shocked me enough that I felt my heart go. That's a technical term. And I didn't do that again. I had unplugged it though, which was why I was shocked. That was a pun. Did you get it when that happened? Um, see, that's like a prettier version of that same color, which makes sense. They're both like one's jade, one's topaz, so they're both rocks. Let's see how ugly this gold is. It looks nice on the sheet, but I don't trust that it's gonna look good. Yeah, see, that's just mediocre. You would have to use so much of this to get anything on a sheet. That's copper. No clue. It was ages ago, so definitely not an LED. This is when I was maybe like 9 or 10. This is not copper. This is red. I disagree with whoever named these colors. That's way too red to be what I would call copper. What they call bronze, I would call copper. That's so weird. But it was also like an old cheap lamp, so I don't know. Maybe there was something stored up in it. Ah. I don't know anything. Again, Tundra guarantee. I've never known anything in my whole life. Okay, this one is goldstone, which is fine. That's a good standard iridescent brownie color. I have high hopes for bronze. Yeah. Yeah, it might just be that. But I definitely was doing something that I wasn't supposed to, so I didn't tell my parents what had happened. I don't know. I was always doing things that I really shouldn't have done. And I definitely, as previously mentioned, was always mixing random things together and just leaving them in the windowsill to see what happened. Yeah, see, bronze is what I would call copper. That's so much better. Sorry, just realized that I have the second sheet off the map where you cannot see it. This is the problem with these big swatch sheets, but I wanted to fit them all on one sheet of paper. Yeah, that's what I'd call copper. This is not what I would call copper. Okay, Aztec gold is next. Yeah, eh. I have some trauma from growing up. I'll put it that way. Yeah, yeah, you better than most. Although, even then, I still haven't said everything. Yeah. Except you don't know all of it. See, that's the wild thing. Although I do let pieces slip occasionally, and it's one of those things where like you although that doesn't happen so much anymore, but it definitely used to be the thing where I'd say something that I thought was normal, and then everybody reacted with shock horror. Have a good look, Lurk Kuro. It's good to see you. I really cannot speak today. That's okay though. I don't need to speak to stream, right? You guys don't need to understand what I'm saying. This is a nice blush color. A lot of these are just like, I don't know, not very interesting colors. And I don't think you need all of them. Maybe I'd buy, like, if they sold like a full kit of all of the iridescence in like a pan set, I might get it to try it if it was on sale, but I don't think I'm going to be buying 15 milliliter. All of these are in 15 milliliter tubes of these to use. That's a lot of paint. Well, that's a lot of watercolor. I guess in anything else it wouldn't be that much, but you next. Blue silver. Oh, I can hide the logo now because it's kind of just in the way. Go away, please. Thank you. This is a pretty good, this would be a good metal color, but it's not better than the one that I already have, so. The kit that I have, it's like a pan. I think I put it away, which is why I'm not pulling it out to show you. Because we have somebody coming over later, which is part of why I did some cleanup at the beginning of stream. But that one cost me $50 and I've had it for years now. Probably like 6 or 7 years at this point. See, I did VODs on purpose, and I also have an archive channel, so if you miss something, you can catch it on the YouTubes. But that's more just I don't know. I went through a phase in my life where I kind of burned down everything that I had online because I was very unwell at the time. Um, so I think having that backup of stuff is really important to me now. Yeah. But like there was a whole bunch of videos that I did with one of my friends at the time, and we had a really bad falling out around my bad depression and some other stuff going on. But I deleted all of those. Like there's no nothing for it anymore. Thanks, Loki. Thank you for the lurk too. I appreciate it. Um, but now that I'm better, I wish that I hadn't done that. So like I think I learned my lesson with that, but having those available in different places so that I know where they are, even if I don't want other people to see them, I can just put them on private, just so that they aren't lost forevers. But also, I guess part of it is because when I get weirdly obsessive about people, which I do, and I just like hyper focus on them and can't get enough of them or their voice or whatever, I like to go through people's like YouTube archives. So like if I miss someone because they haven't been able to stream in a while or whatever, I'll go back and watch their VODs. So I like to have that available in case other people are like me too. It's like God help us all if my YouTube history becomes public, because then you guys will see the embarrassing amount that I've rewatched the ancient stuff that Jick has on his YouTube. I can't help it. His voice helps me sleep. Yeah, for sure. And this is not a healthy way to look at things. I'm gonna preface that right now. But for a long time, I really thought, um, what videos would I have that people would use in like the true crime documentary of me if I got murdered? Again, not healthy. I'm aware. Don't worry about it. So I like to have a lot of options available. That's actually also why I started doing a handwritten journal, was so that if somebody needed to do handwriting analysis of me, they could. Um, Not normal. I'm not a normal person. We knew that already, though. Yeah, fair, Peach. What time is it? Okay. Eventually, I'll actually do a stream for like as long as I would like to stream. I think I also just kind of need to give myself some leeway and not follow the fake rules that I made up in my head, which is a problem with me. Always. I always have this problem where I make up some rule for myself that keeps me from doing things. But like I decided in my head for some reason, God, this does not show up even a little bit. Wow. Okay. I decided in my head that 3 hours should be the length of a stream. And so now I feel guilty if I don't do that long, but nobody asked me to do that. I just made that up off the top of my head. Like, it doesn't matter. That's okay, Peach. I think of the things to come up with, that's not so bad. My given name is common enough that really you don't pull much up. If you search my username though, you see everything I've done online in the past, almost 20 years. That's disgusting to think about. I hate that I had to think about that. That's wild. I've been using the same username since I moved to Alaska. Basically everywhere, and now that's my brand name, so yeah, I think these are supposed to be ones that you just like put over top of another color so that you get a little bit of shimmer, but it really does not show up. Like it shows up on the paintbrush, but it's not showing up on the paper for surezies. wild. Okay, that's the end of this page. And I think I'm gonna call it. I know that Lib is live today. So I might pop into their stream. I probably won't stay there very long because, as previously mentioned, I am kind of in constant sensory overload today. Oh my god, that's wild, Peach. Yeah, see, I changed mine when I moved to Alaska. Because I was like, oh, I need one that's not so stupid, basically. Because my old one was grapefruit in French, spelled incorrectly, which is just stupid. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. So yeah, those are these. I don't think that for the most part, these really don't. I'm not impressed. The electric blue can stay, everybody else can go. It's like, those are boring. Sorry about it. Yeah, definitely not a purchase, especially since they only sell 15mm bottles of those. That's so much. That's so much paint. Do I have my paints accessible? A little bit. Let me try to not cause a landslide. Well, a paint slide, I guess. Because I know that I have... Sorry, you're gonna get, like, a side view of... Oh, it's right here. This is the metallics that I have. It was right there the whole time. There you go. So, that's them. They're good. They're kind of a pain to mix with other stuff, but it's fine. I like them. I do like the beam paints gold that I have better there. So they only sell those in this size tube, which is like a lot of paint. Because most of these I have 5mm tubes, which is this. And I've had this one for probably 6 years. And I've used that much of it. I only just had to rebuy one of the colors that I got in the 5mm recently, which was my Hansa Yellow Light. This one, which I still have the old one. He's flat. But yeah, I don't think I will be purchasing these. That's a lot of paint for something. Well, I guess with the amount I had to use to make it show up on the paper, that is about how much you would need. Alright, now that we've read Daniel Smith for Filth, I think that I'm going to switch to the ending screen. We'll finish swatching at some point, maybe next time, depending on where I'm at with the other stuff I'm working on. So I need to do Morel studies at some point. I might do that off stream. I started working on those today, and I just felt really overwhelmed with it, with everything else going on, like getting the sketches down. Oh, sorry, Salem. Sorry, Salem. I'm having a rough day, so I'm trying to not push myself too hard. We did some swatches, so we did some gouache here, and then some iridescent watercolors here that I'm not vibing with these, not gonna lie. But I need to leave that out to dry. The gouache is already dry. I didn't put the papers on anything that's wet. I learned my lesson from last time. But we'll finish these at some point. Maybe on Friday. I guess I'll also have tomorrow afternoon free. Because the stream that I'm on Wednesday afternoons isn't going to be streaming. So maybe depending on other stuff in my house, like if it doesn't bother my brother, I might do a stream tomorrow. I might not. I might just take a day off and lay in bed and play a video game by myself and try to recharge too, because I've been feeling pretty wiped out. Yeah, gouache is just the there's different kinds of gouache. So there's acrylic gouache and there's watercolor gouache. This is watercolor gouache. So it has the same bindings as watercolor in it, and you can dilute it with watercolor. But it just has a more opaque binding in it, basically. So it covers more of the plain page. That's all. That's all you need to know, really. And also, it's impossible to spell because there are way too many vowels in it because the French did it. We get to blame the French for that, I think. But yeah, so we will continue things at some point. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. I'll post if I decide to go live, probably in the morning. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards no right now, but that's just because I'm feeling overwhelmed with today in general. And life, kind of, but that's a different issue. A revolution. They had many revolutions. They are Revolutions George, who is an outlier and should not have been counted. Like you'd think Les Mis was about the French Revolution. You'd be wrong. It's about a tiny revolution that nobody remembered until a book was written about it. Me too. I'm having a time. It'll be all right. It's just hormone and stuff and other stuff, but hormones always make everything worse. Always. They can't be helpful. They refuse. Let me see who is live. I know Lib is live, but like I said, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with sounds today, and Libstream is very sound involved. And I don't have my web browser open because my computer was like imploding earlier. Let's see, what have we got? I may end up just doing lib because I don't want to think about it any harder than I am actively thinking about it right now. Elena is live too. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna drop everybody off at libs and go hang out. Maybe until my brain implodes. That's good. That's it. I like that. Oh, let me switch the ending screen. That's a thing that I do. Thank you everybody for showing up and hanging out and being nice to me and all that jazz. Being patient with me while I'm trying to be patient with myself. I'll see you all either tomorrow or on Friday. Yeah, thanks for popping in, Salem. I will hydrate and I will do a stretchy. Oh, I guess I don't have the other alerts on this one, which is fine. I had the alert sounds turned way, way down today, and the music for that matter, just because too many sounds. Too many sounds. The world has too many sounds in it. Hand and wrist stretchies, doing them. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know that I have anything important to say. I mean, whether the things that I say are important or not is up to viewer discretion. But I don't think there's anything else I intended to say. Ooh, I just hit the mic. I am so sorry. That's just how the day's going. Let me do raid commands. If I can type, which is questionable. So there's a subraid command, and sorry, I kiss you. I kiss it better. So there's a sub raid and a follower raid. So the sub raid has one of my follower emotes that you can use in other channels if you are subscribed, and the other one has emotes that you can use anywhere. And let me see if me opening Firefox to open Libstream makes my computer explode. So you can copy and paste those and share them when we go bother lib. I will try to get their stream up before we go, just so that it's not super ox. I mean, as if I'm not super ox all the time. I guess I need to take a photo of what we did if I'm going to visit Lib. Let me do that before I forget. And I guess I usually post on Instagram and stuff when I finish too. So it's not just for Lib. It's also to keep my brain from being a certain kind of butthole. I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. Wow, Firefox is... There we go. All right, buddy. Mute the tab. Go to Lib. Words and things. I don't know. I do need to finish cleaning up this table too, because we have somebody coming over. Which hopefully means that I will... Lesbian, it's a Mac. That's the problem with it. Like, I probably at some point should do that, but it's a Mac. That's the real problem. So yeah, aren't you impressed with me that I've been streaming this long from a Mac laptop? Do you know the struggles that I have to go through on a daily basis to still do this? But the person who's coming over tonight is the person who's offered to help me build a PC, which will become the streaming box. So we're making forward movement. It'll be okay. Although I know that I should use Windows on that, but I'm really not thrilled about that. I'm not thrilled about anything. Why is everything getting so much shittier, so much faster? I hate it. Anyway, yeah. Although I still will need it to like watch streams in bed, because that's what I usually do. I have like a bed lap desk kind of a thing, which also it doesn't do great with, which is why I don't use Chrome anymore. Actually, it was because it made my laptop angry at me all the time, and she was screaming. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I love and appreciate you. Remember that I love you. Remember to take care of and be kind to yourselves. And if you can't do that for yourself, please do it for me, because I think that you're awesome and you deserve nice things. And that includes from yourself, even on the days that that's really hard. Okay? I think you're worth it. Yeah, Peach, but streaming stuff requires mostly Windows. So I'm locked into certain things if I want to use certain things on my stream, which I do. So it's like sleeping with the devil, except it's not any fun, honestly. Let me use the, actually start the raid. That would help. If my laptop will actually type. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Yeah, I can cheat it, but I also don't want to. Like, I hate using the thing that I have to use, but also I don't want to have to fight an extra layer of shit in order to get started doing stuff. Otherwise, I just will stop. I won't do it. I know myself, and if I add more hoops to jump through, I just won't. Which is part of why it has taken me this long to get started on building a PC, even though this person agreed to help me like over a year ago. But yeah, we're gonna raid out at some point. My laptop isn't showing me the raid box, so I don't know when it's actually happening. But I'll see y'all next time, and I don't know, get yourself a little treat or something, and that would be good. And yeah, drink some water, probably. That's probably a good bet. I love that I can see the timer bar on the raid thing, but not the click to go now raid button. That's really super helpful for me. So I have no clue when we're actually showing up. So fun. Love this.